This conference will now be recorded.
So today now we will discuss the remaining part of myopathies, right? So previous class we have discussed myopathies. So only one member login with login ID came to the class. It's only myself.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. In the previous class, we discussed about myopathies. The basic thing of myopathies, that is proximal myopathies, proximal muscle weakness, distal muscle weakness we have discussed. Proximal arm distal leg weakness we have discussed. Myopathies with involvement of extraocular muscles and ptosis we have discussed. Some glycogen storage disorders causing myopathies we have discussed. We have discussed mitochondrial myopathies also cause mitochondrial disorders also cause myopathies. Okay. So now we will continue the class. We have discussed the basic investigations in the previous session, right? So can someone memorize, please? What are the causes of proximal myopathies, proximal muscle weakness, limb-girdle weakness? Please, someone memorize. Please speak. What are the causes of proximal muscle weakness? Causes of proximal muscle weakness. Causes of proximal muscle weakness. Please speak. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please tell me what are the proximal muscle weakness? Causes of proximal muscle weakness. What's your name? Roll number 46. Present or absent?
Present, sir.
Tell me what are the causes of proximal muscle weakness? What are distal myopathies? Distal myopathies. Sujit, what are distal myopathies? Okay. So now we are going to discuss the acquired myopathies again. Some basic funda: inflammatory myopathies, endocrine myopathies, toxic or drug-induced myopathies, right? Hereditary myopathies, muscular dystrophies, congenital myopathies, myotonias and channelopathies. This is a classification. Metabolic myopathies, mitochondrial myopathies. Yes. So autosomal dominant muscular dystrophies we have discussed, right? Limb-girdle muscular dystrophies. Okay. Limb-girdle muscular dystrophies, autosomal recessive we have discussed. What is the defect in limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 2A? What is the defect? Protein defect, gene defect, limb-girdle muscular 2A, calpain 3, 2Z, GHI, telothin, TRIM32, Fukutin related protein. What is the genetic defect in Fukuyama related disease? Please someone answer. What is the defect in what is the protein involved, a protein affected? Defect in Walker-Warburg syndrome, type 1, type 2. No one is answering. So at least name some inflammatory myopathies. So today we will be discussing inflammatory, endocrine, everything we have discussed in the previous session. Brief summary I have given. So
Poliomyelitis, dermatomyositis.
yes, polymyositis, dermatomyositis, and inclusion body myositis. What's your name? What's your name? Okay, good. So inflammatory myopathies, largest group of acquired and potentially treatable causes of skeletal muscle weakness. This includes polymyositis, dermatomyositis, inclusion body myositis. Polymyositis may present as alone in adults. Dermatomyositis affects both children and adults, women greater than men. Inclusion body myositis, males is to females, the ratio is 3:1, right? See, we have discussed also some table that which of the following myopathies have increased risk of cancer. Increased risk of cancer is seen with which myositis? Which myopathy? Dermatomyositis. Okay, dermatomyositis. Okay. So autoantibodies and immunogenetics, we should please remember this. 20% of the cases have anti-nuclear any antibodies, right? Anti-RNP antibodies. Anti-zoonotic antibodies are in association with 75 to 80% of association with interstitial lung diseases also. So inflammatory myopathies, maybe there may be association with viral infections like Coxsackie virus, influenza virus, paramyxovirus, mumps, CMV, Epstein-Barr virus. Autoimmune myositis is in Coxsackie virus. Molecular memory of anti-RNA synthetase and xenomic RNA is seen. Best evidence of viral connection in case of polymyositis and inclusion body myositis is retroviruses like HLV, HTLV1 virus. HTLV1 virus both are associated with polymyositis as well as inclusion body myositis. What is HTLV1 virus? Full form of HTLV? What is the full form of HTLV? Human tail lymphotropic virus. What does it cause? Tropical spastic paralysis. Its involvement also causes in spinal cord. Which anatomical thing is involved if there is infection with HTLV? Posterior column. Remember, posterior column. HTLV virus affects posterior column in spinal cord. See, polio affects anterior horn cells, right? Polio affects anterior horn cells. HTLV affects posterior column. HIV also affects posterior column, right? Spinal cord, right? As in the muscle, it's causing polymyositis as well as inclusion body myositis. Okay. Zidovudine induced myopathy by antiretroviral drugs, right? Please remember zidovudine causing myopathies. So coming to the clinical features, progressive and symmetrical muscle weakness is seen in normally in myopathies like inflammatory myopathies, polymyositis, dermatomyositis. Progressive symmetrical muscle weakness is seen. But in case of inclusion body myositis, asymmetric weakness is seen. Remember, asymmetric weakness is seen in case of inclusion body myositis. There is involvement of the quadriceps muscle. I have told you the pathological picture in polymyositis, dermatomyositis, as well as inclusion body myositis, right? In dermatomyositis, how the pathology looks, perivascular, how the infiltrates are there, perivascular, perimycel infiltrates are there. In dermatomyositis, perivascular, perimycel infiltrates are there. In case of dermatomyositis, in polymyositis, only endomycel infiltrates are seen. In inclusion body myositis, you will see removed vacuoles, right? Removed vacuoles will be seen. So increasing difficulty with task, that is proximal muscle weakness, getting up from the chair, climbing steps, lifting objects, combing hair. Combing hair is proximal upper limb weakness. Getting up from the chair, that is due to proximal lower limb weakness, right? Ocular muscles are spared. Please remember, ocular muscles are spared. Ocular muscles are spared in case of inflammatory myopathy. Ocular muscles are involved in which lesion, which disorder? Oculopharyngeal muscular dystrophy, OPMD. Patient presented with chronic progressive external ophthalmoplegia. Remember, chronic progressive external ophthalmoplegia. Patient presented with progressive external ophthalmoplegia. In case of OPMD, patient may have ptosis also. Patient may have weakness, right? Head drop sign is the weakness of the neck flexors. Remember, neck flexors are most commonly affected in myasthenia gravis. In the previous class, we have discussed about neck flexors are most commonly affected in myasthenia gravis. Drooped head syndrome. What are the differential diagnosis for drooped head syndrome? D is for drooped head syndrome. I have shown you the table. Here is an image I have shown you. What are the causes of drooped head syndrome? Myasthenia gravis, hyperparathyroidism, some inflammatory myopathies, right? Respiratory muscles are involved in only advanced cases. Sensation is normal, sensory system is normal, right? Muscle wasting in some untreated cases you will see. Muscle wasting, in the chronic long run you will see muscle wasting, right? In amyotrophic lateral sclerosis also fasciculations are muscle wasting you will see in chronically long run you will see. Okay, deep tendon reflexes are preserved in inflammatory myopathies, right? This we have discussed this slide that the polymyositis don't have any rash, don't have extraocular muscle weakness, don't have involvement of the facial muscle weakness. Facial muscles are involved in which dystrophy? Facioscapulohumeral dystrophy. Facial muscles are involved in facioscapulohumeral dystrophy, right? So this is rash. Please remember rash, extraocular muscle involvement, facial muscles are not involved. There is no family history of muscular dystrophies. There is no history of myotoxic drugs. See, myotoxic drugs, we should exclude the myotoxic drugs actually. See, HMG CoA reductase inhibitors. Patient is on statins, right? Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin 40 mg, rosuvastatin 10 mg are in the prophylaxis patient. See, the patient having hypertension, patient having diabetes of age greater than 50 years, as per guidelines, will prescribe the patient statins, right? Atorvastatin 10 mg or rosuvastatin 5 mg for prophylaxis age greater than 50 years to prevent the coronary artery disease and cardiovascular abnormalities, as well as cerebrovascular accidents, right? CVS stroke. We will use statins for the patients. So use of statins, the statin mechanism of action is HMG CoA reductase inhibitors, right? So these HMG CoA reductase inhibitors, the side effect of these statins is myopathy, but polymyositis should be ruled out. See, polymyositis, while you are putting the diagnosis as a polymyositis, is the inflammatory, I mean the immune mediated necrotizing myositis as well as drug induced myopathy should be ruled out. So no endocrinopathies, no neurogenic disease, no muscular dystrophies, biochemical disorders should be ruled out. What biochemical disorders should be ruled out? What are the glycogen storage disorders causing muscle involvement? Previous class we have revised half an hour. Name the disorders.
Pompe's,
Pompe's disease and
Taurus,
Pompe's Taurus. Another one starting with M.
McArdle's,
McArdle's. What is the deficiency? What is the enzyme deficiency in McArdle's disease?
profilase,
No? Muscle phosphorylase, right? Muscle phosphorylase. In Pompe's disease is acid maltase. Okay. So 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. Remember, 2, 5, 7. So 2, 5, 7 glycogen storage disorders are muscle involved, right? So these things should be ruled out. Subacute, so polymyositis is a subacute inflammatory myopathy. Subacute inflammatory myopathy affecting adults, rarely children. Okay, commonly occurs in associated with systemic autoimmune disease, viral bacterial infections. So this is judovidin, D-penicillamine, lipid lowering drugs. So coming to the clinical features, progressive symmetrical muscle, this we have discussed now. So coming to the dermatomyositis, please remember this heliotrope rash, Gotran sign, V sign, Schall sign, mechanics hands, dermatomyositis sign myositis. See, Gotran sign is erythema of knuckles with raised scaly eruptions, right? Heliotrope rash is blue purple discoloration on the upper eyelids. Please remember upper eyelids. They will give you the image and they ask you to tell the lesion. What is the disease? Dermatomyositis or polymyositis. What is the lesion? They will ask. What is the disorder? They will ask. Blue purple discoloration. Can anyone answer which drug causes purple glow syndrome? Purple glow syndrome. Which drug causes purple glow syndrome? I will give you a clue. Anti-epileptic drug. One anti-epileptic drug causes purple glow syndrome. What is that anti-epileptic drug?
Ben,
Please throw it.
benzodiazepine.
Huh?
Benzodiazepine.
Benzodiazepine. No benzodiazepine. The other side effect of this drug is hirsutism.
Phenytoin, sir.
Phenytoin. Yes. Purple glow syndrome is caused by phenytoin. Please remember. Purple glow syndrome. Aplastic crisis. Aplastic anemia. Aplastic crisis is caused by which drug? Anti-epileptic. Aplastic crisis. Can anyone memorize that? What is this drug? What is this drug? CBZ. Carbamazepine. Carbamazepine causes aplastic crisis, right? So please remember blue purple discoloration, heliotrope mechanics hands, erythematosus rash on the face and the upper chest, dilated capillary loops, muscle tenderness can be there, right? Perivascular. See, please remember this: perivascular perimyceal inflammation. In polymyositis, that is endomyceal. Okay. What is this? What is this? What is this? Please take screenshot of this image. Please take screenshot and please answer. We have discussed you all the signs now. Please try to answer this. Definitely one question may be coming in your NEET examination. Please answer. Please try to answer. What is this? Got trans? Please try to. V sign, shall sign.
Knuckles, Gautrons.
Please try to answer all these things. What is this? Please.
Knuckles, Gautrons.
Please try. Coming to the inclusion body myositis. Remember, age greater than 50 years of age. Deep tendon reflexes are depressed in the presence of atrophy. See, deep tendon reflexes are depressed in case of presence of atrophy. Atrophy means element type of weakness. So deep tendon reflexes are depressed here. Okay. Dysphagia is seen in 60% of the cases in case of inclusion body myositis. Is the most common inflammatory myopathy. Most common inflammatory myopathy. Please remember, most common inflammatory myopathy. This is a familial IBM, that is familial inclusion body myositis. Hereditary IBM is HIBM, group of recessive dominant inherited syndromes, non-inflammatory. See, please remember this one. Very 10 stars. You should give 10 stars for this. It spares the quadriceps muscle. Familial inclusion body myositis spares the quadriceps muscle. Chromosome number 9p1. Please remember 9p1, CNE gene. I discussed one myopathy causing GNE gene. What is that myopathy? GNE gene. Non-ANCA myopathy. Please remember non-ANCA myopathy. Non-ANCA myopathy is caused by GNE gene, right? So this we have discussed. See, polymyositis is 18 years. This is age greater than 50 years. This is the table summarizing the things, right? So malignancy, there is only risk for dermatomyositis. Malignancy is only, there is risk of malignancy for dermatomyositis. That is also the presence of TIFI antibodies as well as anti-MI5 antibodies. Please remember these antibodies: TIFI antibodies and MI5 antibodies. Dermatomyositis is TIFI antibodies and MI5 antibodies. This presence causes malignancies, right? There is no risk of malignancy in case of polymyositis and inclusion body myositis. Okay. There is dermatomyositis has some connective tissue disorders, overlap symptoms like scleroderma, right? So this is already myopathy. So everything EMG studies is myopathic pattern. Okay. So this you remember: perivascular, perimycal, perivascular, perivascular atrophy. This, okay. And this is having cytochrome COX negative fibers as well as removed vacuoles, vacuolated fibers. Please remember this vacuolated fibers as cytochrome C oxidase negative fibers for inclusion body myocytes. Are you following? See, only key points we are focusing. Very, very important key points we are focusing. Why? Because everything though I am telling you are not understanding, and though you understand, you are not reading also. At least please remember these key points. So extramuscular manifestations, you will have fever, malaise, joint contractures. Where you will see contractures? Two disorders I told you will see contractures. To myopathies, I have discussed that you will see contractures. What are those myopathies? Contractures. What are those? EDMD. What is EDMD? One is EDMD. Second thing is Bethlehems. Emilis Dufus muscular dystrophy and Bethlehems myopathy. You will see contractures, right? Subcutaneous calcification. Myotonia. Where you will see myotonia? Myotonia. So malignancy, dermatomyositis. Remember, overlap syndromes are also seen with dermatomyositis, scleroderma. For polymyositis, it is rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's SLE. The DCMP, the patient may have present with the DCMP also. So glucocorticoids, remember the treatment: prednisolone, 1 mg kg per day for 3 weeks, then taper after 10 weeks, 1 mg kg every other day, alternate days we should give. Remember the dose of azathioprine. The dose of azathioprine 3 mg per kg per day. Please remember the dose of azathioprine 3 mg per kg per day. They will ask the dose. Which drug should not be given with azathioprine? Which drug should not be given with azathioprine? You know, anyone can answer? Allopurinol. Both were given. It causes severe bone marrow suppression. Please remember. Rituximab can be given in dermatomyositis, mycophenolate mofetil 2.5 mg per day. Intravenous immunoglobulins in refractory dermatomyositis 2 gram per kg or 2 to 5 days course. Okay. No response to the treatment. Prognosis, no response. Then you should consider some other metabolic myopathies, muscular dystrophy and endocrinopathy. Then you should repeat the muscle biopsy, right? Then you should go for muscle biopsy. Inclusion body myositis, it is resistance to immunosuppressive therapy. Please remember, IBM is resistance to immunosuppressive drugs like prednisone, azathioprine. These drugs, it is resistance, right? IVIG and prednisolone is not effective for that, right? Endocrine myopathies you will see with thyroid disorders, hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. Eternal disorders like Cushing's syndrome, Conn's disorder. Conn's is primary hyperparathyroidism. Parathyroid disorders, hyperparathyroidism. Acromegaly, you may see myopathies, diabetes mellitus, vitamin D deficiencies. Okay, muscle fatigue is more common than the true weakness, right? Please remember, muscle fatigue is more common in endocrinopathies. So coming to the thyroid myopathy is chronic thyrotoxic myopathies. You can see Graves' ophthalmopathy, thyrotoxic hypokalemic periodic paralysis. Remember hypokalemic periodic paralysis. Myasthenia gravis associated with hypothyroidism, hypothyroid myopathy. In all these things, you can see thyroid myopathy. That is due to thyroid myopathy. So proximal muscles are most commonly involved in hypothyroidism as well as hyperthyroidism. Please remember that. Coming to the drug-induced myopathies, lipid-lowering drugs like statins, fibrates, niacin. Please remember all these 3 drugs. Glucocorticoids causes acute quadriplegic paralysis with high-dose IV steroids. Please remember, acute quadriplegic, 4 limbs. Acute quadriplegic myopathy is caused by glucocorticoids. Which drugs causes acute quadriplegic myopathies? They will ask this. Please remember glucocorticoids, right? Zidovudine, it may cause mitochondrial myopathy with red ragged fibers. This is MERP. Red ragged fibers is MERP, right? Drug abuse like alcohol, amphetamines, cocaine, heroin, phencyclidine, meperidine, they may cause myopathies. Non-depolarizing blockers also causes acute quadriplegic myopathy. Please remember this one. Glucocorticoids also, right? D-penicillamine polymyositis is a drug-induced autoimmune myopathy. D-penicillamine also exacerbates myasthenia gravis. Please remember drugs which aggravates myasthenia gravis. D-penicillamine also aggravates myasthenia gravis, right? Amiodarone causes myopathies, right? Chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine, colchicine. What are the side effects of amiodarone? Name some anti-neoplastic drugs causing pulmonary fibrosis. Anyone can answer? Anti-neoplastic drugs causing pulmonary fibrosis. Remember 2Bs, bleomycin busulfan. Bleomycin busulfan causes pulmonary fibrosis, and anti-arrhythmic drug causing pulmonary fibrosis is amiodarone. Please remember these drugs, right? So acute critical illness myopathy is due to this neuromuscular blockades or corticosteroids, pancuronium. Most commonly due to neuromuscular blockers, 80% of the cases, and you will face difficulty in weaning out the patient from the ventilator. If the patient is having critical illness myopathy, patient is on ventilator, it's difficult to extubate the patient, difficult to weaning from the ventilator, right? Please remember. EMG shows myopathies with type 2 fibrous vacuolation. So muscular dystrophies, please remember autosomal dominant, facioscapulohumeral dystrophy, OBHMD, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 1A to 1E, Emery-Stephen's muscular dystrophy, right? Autosomal recessive is congenital muscular dystrophy 2A to 2M, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 2A to 2M. This is 1A to 1E. Okay, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy group 1 is autosomal dominant, group 2 is autosomal recessive. These are X-linked muscular dystrophies, right? TMD, Beck's, Emery's. So Emery is having both X-linked as well as autosomal dominant. This is DMD, dystrophin defect, X-linked recessive, cough and deltoid hypertrophy. Please remember cough and deltoid hypertrophy. Gauss maneuver on rising from the floor. Support with the hands. The patient uses supports with hands. Mental retardation is seen. DMD is present at birth. Becomes apparent between 3 to 5 years of age. Clinically, you will see at 3 to 5 years of age, right? Contractures of Achilles and iliotibial bands you will see. And the patient may die at age 28 years. Patient becomes wheelchair dependent at age 12 years. These are the questions they have asked, right? 12 years, wheelchair dependent 12 years, 20 years, right? Contractures of Achilles and iliotibial bands they have asked, okay? So this is the Gauss sign. Patient uses this proximal arms for rising up from the floor, right? Coming to the steroid myopathy. Steroid myopathy is most commonly diagnosed endocrine muscle disease. Proximal muscle weakness is present. Type 2 fibers, atrophy on histology. Please remember EMG is normal. For EMG is normal for steroids. Cons syndrome is also having proximal muscle weakness, right? Primary endocrine myopathy, adrenal, primary hyperaldosteronism syndrome, right? Creatine kinase levels are elevated, vacuoles on biopsies. See, the muscle weakness is due to Potassium depletion. Please remember, muscle weakness is due to potassium depletion. Muscle weakness is due to potassium depletion, not due to direct effect of the aldosterone on the muscles. Not due to direct effect on the aldosterone. Okay, please remember potassium depletion. They will ask you the reason for why there is a weakness in COMT syndrome. So can you please remember, can you please memorize me what are the differences between polymyositis, dermatomyositis, and inclusion body myositis? Someone? Please memorize. What are the differences between PM, DM, inclusion body myositis? Please someone speak. So remember, Becker's is less severe than DMD. Please remember that thing. This is very important. Ambulator behind age 15 years, right? Wheelchair 5 years. This is 12 years actually. Wheelchair 12 years. Here the patient doesn't respond to steroid therapy. BMD. And myotonic dystrophy, please remember, myotonic dystrophy 1 is due to chromosome 19q expansion of CTC repeats. Myotonic dystrophy is expansion of CCTZ repeat. Why this is important is that they will ask tetranucleotide defect. They will ask tetranucleotide defect is seen. So they will CCTG, they will not ask. They will ask tetranucleotide defect is seen in myotonic dystrophy type 2. Please remember. Chromosome 3q. This is 19q. Chromosome 19q is myotonic dystrophy 1. Chromosome 3q is myotonic dystrophy 2. Hatchet face appearance, right? Seen, that is temporalis maceta and facial muscle atrophy. Hatchet face appearance is seen in myotonic dystrophy 1. Myotonic dystrophy distal weakness you will see, right? Frontal baldness, cataracts, mental retardation, odd blocks you may see, atrophy. Clinical features of DMD2. It involves the proximal muscles. Please remember, myotonic dystrophy 1 involves distal muscles. Myotonic dystrophy chromosome 1 involves distal muscles, CTC repeat sequence, chromosome 19q. Myotonic dystrophy type 2 involves the proximal muscles, chromosome 3q with CCTG repeat sequence defect. That is tetranucleotide. Okay. Cardiac conduction defects occur, but they're less common. Cardiac conduction defects occur, but they're less common, right? This hatchet face and frontal balance are less consistent features when compared to myotonic dystrophy 1. They are seen in most commonly 1. Myotonia is present. We have discussed this about myotonia. What is paramyotonic congenita? Paramyotonic congenita is which channel defect? Paramyotonic congenita is which channel defect? Paramyotonic congenita is which channel defect? PMC. We discussed that myotonia worsens by cold in all types of myotonia worsens with cold. Myotonia worsens with exercise in PMC, paramyotonic congenita. That is sodium channel defect. Paramyotonic congenita is sodium channel defect. Phenytoin, mexiletine are the preferred agents for myotonic dystrophies. Quinine and propanol also can be used, but there was an cardiac conduction, anti-arrhythmic drugs, because these are a group of anti-arrhythmic drugs, right? So FSHD1 is deletion at 4q. Please remember, this is 4q and this is DUX4C. FHD2 is no deletion at 4q, but have hypomethylation leading to toxic manifestations of DUX4 gene, right? Facial weakness is there, face involvement is there, weakness of shoulder girdles rather than the facial muscles usually brings the patient to the medical attention. So there is more weakness of the shoulder girdles. Patient having weakness of face also, but how patient at the time of presentation, definitely what brings the patient to the clinic is that weakness of proximal muscles, right? Scapulohumeral dystrophy, shoulder girdles. Here, remember, no cardiac involvement is seen in FSHD and deltoid muscle is spared. Please remember, deltoid muscle is spared in case of FSHD. This we have discussed. Oculopharyngeal dystrophy, patient having a progressive external ophthalmoplegia plus ptosis plus limitation of the eye movements, right? Muscle biopsy shows muscle fibers are found to contain removed vacuoles. Actually, see, for oculopharyngeal dystrophy, the choice of investigation, specific investigation is electromyography only. Muscle biopsy shows removed vacuoles, but many disorders contain removed vacuoles, right? Even inclusion body myositis contain removed vacuoles, as well as distal myopathies. Most of the distal myopathies have removed vacuoles. Only two distal myopathies don't have removed vacuoles, that is Miyoshin myopathy and Lang myopathy. So those two myopathies don't have removed vacuoles. Other myopathies have removed vacuoles. So this is not that much specific. Most specific investigation for oculopharyngeal dystrophy is EMG, ultramyography. Please remember that. So limb-girdle muscular dystrophies, this we have discussed. Autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive. Autosomal recessive. This prenatal diagnosis achieved by studying the fetus own DNA and chorion villus biopsy. The test is performed on a tiny piece of developing placenta, usually at the 11th and 12th week of the pregnancy. So congenital muscular dystrophies, classification of congenital muscular dystrophies, myosin deficiencies, laminin alpha 2 chain, fukutin related protein deficiency, that is fukutin, Fukuyama congenital muscular dystrophy, that is due to fukutin, muscle eye brain disease, that is POMC&T1, muscle eye brain disease, that is LM, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 2N, muscle eye brain disease, Walker-Warbeck syndrome, POMT1, POMT2, that is KEVO. Limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 2K is Walker-Warbeck syndrome, as well as limb-girdle muscular dystrophy 2O, that is POMT2, 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 that is also Walker-Warbeck syndrome. This worst prognosis in case of Walker-Warbeck syndrome. This is worst prognosis. Remember W for W worst. There's no specific treatment for CMDs, right? Muscular dystrophies. Management of epilepsy and cardiac manifestations, that is necessary for some patients, and we should look over the manifestations only. We should reduce the complications, and we should only treat the what are the clinical manifestations of those disorders. So the congenital myopathies, patient have proximal weakness, hypotonia, hyperreflexia, normal creatine phosphokinase level. Congenital myopathies having normal creatine phosphokinase levels. Central disease, Nemaline myopathies, centronuclear myopathies, these are all congenital myopathies. See, muscle biopsy is central nuclei often surrounded by halo. So distal myopathies, this we have discussed it, right? Lang distal myopathy, anterior tibial weakness, Marcus Berry, Willander, Marcus Berry Briggs, Wood, the other name for Wood myopathy is tibial muscular dystrophy. Remember non-Anka and Miyoshin myopathy. Non-Anka and Miyoshin myopathy, ZNA defect, right? Gastronimus, elevation of CK absent, dysferlin. Dysferlin defect is in Miyoshin myopathy. Dysferlin defect is in Miyoshin myopathy. Please remember that. Myotonic discharges are seen in case of EMG in myofibrillar myopathy. Please remember at the time of reading myotonic discharges, you should remember after discharges in EMG study. After discharges in EMG are seen in congenital myasthenic syndromes, that is slow channel syndrome. There is slow channel syndrome. In the slow channel syndrome, you will see myotonic discharges, right? Myotonic after discharges. After discharges are seen in on EMG in congenital myasthenic gravis syndrome, that is slow channel syndrome. Please remember slow channel. So sodium channel, this paramyotonic angina is sodium channel defect, right? Hyperkalemic periodic paralysis is also sodium channel defect. Hypokalemic is calcium channel defect. These things you remember more than enough. Acetazolamide may abolish the attacks of hypokalemic periodic paralysis. Please remember this point. Low carbohydrate, low sodium diet. Potassium channel defect is Anderson-Stavil syndrome. You will see cardiac arrhythmias. This is autosomal dominant in the gene is 2.1 gene. Acetazolamide may be favorable for the treatment, right? This we have discussed chloride channel syndromes, autosomal dominant Thompson's, autosomal recessive Becker's. Metabolic myopathies we have discussed 257, Pompe's disease. These are liver glycosinosis, branching, liver glycosinosis. Myophospholase, this is Makada's disease, and this is 7, Torres disease. These are causing muscle. This is affecting the liver, right? Lipid abnormalities, we have discussed this carnitine palmitoyltransferase 1 deficiency in the previous class. This myoadenyl deaminase deficiency also myoadenyl deaminase deficiency and carnitine CPT1 deficiencies 1 and 2 as well. Mitochondrial myopathies, please remember the names of mitochondrial myopathies will be asked in your optical examination as well, right? Kearney-Sayre syndrome, myoclonic epilepsy with red ragged fibers, that is MERF and MELAS, right? MELAS is the most common mitochondrial encephalopathy. There's no strict vascular distribution for a stroke is there, right? What is MELAS? MELAS is mitochondrial encephalopathy with lactic acidosis with stroke, right? With stroke. For stroke, we have discussed that there may be some involvement of one territory, ACA territory, PCA territory, or MCA territory. In case of MELAS, the stroke territory is not, there is no strict vascular distribution for that stroke, right? Serum lactic acid level is elevated and tRNA mutations are very lethal for MELAS, right? Red ragged fibers are seen in muscle biopsy, pseudovidin, MERF, right? What is MERF? And one is this is myoclonic epilepsy. Please remember myoclonic epilepsy, cerebellar ataxia, progressive muscle weakness. And Kearney-Sayre syndrome, there's death due to heart block. Please remember heart block in case of Kearney-Sayre syndrome. Chronic pulmonary external ophthalmoplegia, you will see pigmented retinopathy, cerebellar ataxia. Mental retardation is seen. Serum creatine kinase levels may be normal here, right? Here serum creatine levels may be normal. Serum lactate pyruvate are elevated, definitely, because this is mitochondria. Most common clinical manifestation of mitochondrial myopathy. In 50% of the cases, you will see chronic progressive external ophthalmoplegia. CPE, you will see chronic progressive external ophthalmoplegia, right? Thank you. So today we have we completed all the myopathies, right? Tomorrow, next class, we'll discuss other topic, neurology. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.